Hey there, Fabienne Fredrickson from boldheart.com. And I was talking to one of our members in Bold Heart Business today, and she was explaining to me that she had raised her rates and started to feel a lot of anxiety. Really nervous about having raised her rates, thinking perhaps I made the wrong decision. And I said to her, just relax. This happens, this anxiety that you're experiencing happens to absolutely every single person that I have known. I've experienced it myself every time I've raised my rates or changed my programs or whatever I've done. There is a certain level of anxiety that's going to come into play. But then I said to her, rest assured, I'm going to show you a 4-step process to be able to feel comfortable with your raised rates, or perhaps you are thinking about raising your rates and thinking, I can't do it. What if they won't pay for that? What if they stop signing up? What will happen to my cash flow? Don't worry, just use my 4-step process that I'm going to talk to you about today. So first of all, I want to share with you that raising your rates is a mindset thing. As you know, everything that we do at Bold Heart Business starts with the mindset first, because I can tell you what to do, but if you don't have the right beliefs in yourself or your programs, if you don't have conviction, it's not going to happen. Energetically, it's just not going to happen. So the number one thing we need to do is have you believe in these new rates, or this new program, or whatever it is that you're launching that's new. You see, when you believe in yourself and your programs, you have conviction. And as I've been talking about for years, conviction in a closing of the sale conversation or any conversation with another human being, the person with the most amount of conviction will win, if you will. And I don't like the word winning, but let's just say the person with the most conviction gets her way. And so the number one thing that you need to do is to think about, what is it that makes me believe in my program? Number one, so I drew a little outline here. I'll give you just the first column. We need to have you believe in the benefits of the clients at this new rate working with you, as opposed to doing it on their own. So I'd like for you to take a sheet of paper and to actually draw 4 columns, as you can see here. And in the column number 1, write, what are the benefits of people working with me or with my company or in my programs, as opposed to doing it by themselves, whatever it is that you do, right? And they do it faster, or they, whatever it is, just write it down. In the second column, it's about the benefits of them working with you as opposed to working with somebody else that does what you do. So what is it that you provide to clients that no one else can provide, or that you provide in a better way? Or perhaps it's an element that you bring to the table, a certain expertise, something that makes you better or more effective, or your product or your service create better results than somebody else's. Okay, spend some time writing that out. And what I'm trying to have you do with these 2 columns is realize how much worth and value you bring to the table. This is less for them and more for you, because the more you realize how worthy your products or services are, the more you realize how valuable you are, the more comfortable you'll feel raising your rates. Your rates is simply correlated, what you charge and feel good about is simply correlated to how good you feel about what you offer and what you do in your business. Okay, so that's column number 1 and number 2. And the third column is, I want you to start thinking about what you could throw in as some client extras. See, every time I raised my rates, I remember the first time, and please don't judge me for this, but the first time that I had a program where you could work privately with me, this was years ago, for $100,000 a year, I thought, they will never pay for this. This is crazy. And I started, and for me to feel good about charging $100,000 for my program, I started thinking of all these things that would make me feel that this program was worth so much more than $100,000. So I threw in all these client extras, things that cost me money and things that didn't cost me money. And I got to a point where I was like, that program is awesome. I would join this program. And because I felt so good, let me backtrack actually. Before I threw in the client extras, I couldn't sell this thing. I couldn't sell what I called my diamond program years and years ago, maybe like 9 years ago. And when I threw in all my client extras, I was like, I would sign up for this. And that's when I started selling it. And it was such a good program that people signed up for a second year of it, etc. I don't offer it anymore. Nonetheless, I want you to think about what client extras you could throw in. It could be some extra time with you. It could be a book club, some Monday open office hours. It could be some extra programs that you offer, but you would bundle it in for free. That allows you to think about your new raised rates or your new services or product as extremely valuable. So those 3 things are the primary things that I told this Bold Heart Business member about, and she was like, oh, I can totally see how valuable I am and how valuable my services will be after I add these client extras. And then finally I said, the 4th thing is to read your testimonials daily. Read your testimonials. I know it sounds cheesy to some people. Here I am reading my testimonials, but I'll tell you, the path of entrepreneurship is built with, speed bumps and sometimes you feel like, you don't always feel confident. It's normal. I think entrepreneurship is one of the best personal growth and development tracks you could ever go on. And so to keep your confidence high, and to keep your conviction high about what you do so that you feel good about raising your rates and don't feel anxiety about it, is to read your testimonials day and night, day and night. People who send you little notes by email, save them, put them in what I call a kind words folder. I have one in my email, and I also, a folder in my email, and I also have a pink box, like a box. It looks like a shoebox. It's not a shoebox. And every note that I get in the mail, and every little love letter, and every single raving fan, client, or even just, somebody who's been watching me for years, when they send me something, I put it in this box. And if I ever question myself, or if I ever have to think about, can I really do this? I open up the kind words folder or the emails, and I start reading it. And I have to say, it reminds me, because we entrepreneurs, we focus on the stuff that isn't going well, or we focus on things that, are not necessarily boosters all the time. That's humanity. That's how we're wired. But if you can put your focus on the things that make you valuable and how much people really love working with you, you will feel more confident. You see, if you're going to play the I'm going to charge the same or lower than everybody else, you become a commodity. Nobody's choosing you based on your value. They're choosing you based on price. Well, because you are here, you are a bold heart, and a bold heart doesn't cheap out. I will not let you compete based on price. So if anything, I want you to raise your rates, but add more value, right? And when you can see the benefits of what you offer a client, as opposed to them working by themselves, if you can see the benefits of what you provide as opposed to what your competitors or colleagues provide, and if you can throw in some client extras and really, get tuned into the good results that you've gotten for people, the anxiety will fall away. And when the anxiety falls away, you feel good energetically when you're making that invitation to a client. When you have that conviction and you have that confidence, they rest assured, they can trust that your rates are good and perfect. And so that is my assignment for you this week, right? The benefits of alone, the benefits of with you, your client extras, and reading your testimonials every single week, every single day, every single hour, if it takes that, okay? That's for you today. I will see you next time. Bye.